Lawyer, and I pay more crabber.
Yeah, necessary.
Who na me who watch it? Who don't see me?
Jumawi, fortunately for us, you call legal vacation to be free.
I was so bad because in some day we be honum.
In some of the
Unia Ramonyama does him in Chairman.
Oh, Council, good morning.
It's okay. This guy has to come with small. Sit down with Josu. Well, there are a few things we want for you to clarify for us.
Yeah.
The special prosecutor's statement about out. We are about backward integration. Some of you commander sugar factories and a better conversation and a pain. What kind of a special prosecutor statement what they ever to abonting? Our kase. Mami Cecilia Dapa. One more action in respect of suspicion, say corruption, any corruption related offenses be what committee. And ye be ano won't quite say just based on suspicion. What you be ana?
Good morning, Mitchell. In fact, on a personal view, I thought the OSP rushed a bit because as soon as I think the information started coming out as of Friday. I don't know the investigation that they did from Friday until Monday before they issued a statement and called the arrest.
Okay.
But on a personal view, I thought they rushed a bit. At least I was expecting some preliminary investigation to be conducted first. Their own statements, they were inundated with petitions when they came to the office on Monday. So between the hours that they started work on Monday to the time they issued the statement, I don't think any proper investigation may have been done first before they issued a statement. So I was expecting that basically they would have done a preliminary investigation before even deciding on the offenses that they will investigate the charges on. Because the case, as I understand, has already been started by the police service on a complaint by Mami Cecilia Dapa, former Minister of State, on a charge of stealing against, on a style of stealing that is preferred against the house helps. So if anything at all, I was expecting the OSP to have stated in the statement that maybe they may have contacted the Ghana Police Service, gotten all the relevant information from them before deciding on what kind of offense to investigate the accused person on. In the personal view, there was a little bit of rush. I was expecting a more comprehensive investigation before even causing the arrest of Mami Gadapa.
Interesting. So how is it wrong, sir? Just based on suspicion, Obaka Chen say she's under arrest. Is it wrong?
Legally, I think it is wrong. Just based on, in fact, they can cause arrest of someone based on a petition they have received or a complaint. The complaint is normally on suspicion, if I will say, but then there must be something more than a mere suspicion to cause the arrest of somebody. There must be some basic information. Somebody say prima facie investigation must be conducted before you deciding to arrest the accused person. But if you say that just on a mere suspicion of commission of an offense or corruption, you are arresting the person, I think he may have rushed a bit.
Minia, say, na argument I may make you a studio, Hannah say. Yeti hai na Mrs. Star, minim se nisika aka no hunyina no 50 Ghana, otimenche minim se de aka no ho ano no. Na 50 Ghana ya yira, meni Raymond ane no na wo studio hanum say. Na police for aba na womo ebe wakwa report case no police station. Most of the times we read in the paper say on suspicion of a year me and Raymond say yebetimi afes kanenti no ya chie ya ye kwotutu ya no e police station ye ma ye bail. Adentina on mere suspicion ordinary folks yetimi chi omo. Now we also you disagree.
Before you cause the arrest of someone as an officer of the law, there must be you must have a reasonable cause. to arrest the person. Not just on a mere suspicion. There must be a reasonable cause. Any part for or them now, you just don't pick out one person just on mere suspicion. There must be a reasonable cause for that. Either the demeanor of the person is a reasonable cause. Either maybe you suspect that the person may have used the item which is stolen. There must be a reasonable cause, not just on a mere suspicion.
But that reasonable cause, lawyer,
may be wrong.
That reasonable cause, in your legal space, there have been instances where people have been picked up on suspicion of, let's say, murder, on suspicion of robbery, and several others. Cases in quarter. Sometimes in Ponum, when you panic about jailing, now later on, evidence by betting say when you panic quampono, Sana and Yonwa, and this was just based on mere suspicion.
In fact, that one, every time the council can attest to that fact. We have always been complaining in court that Ghana Police Service, most of the time, they will come to court with no evidence whatsoever. They arrest the person, send the person to court before they tell the court that they are conducting investigation. That should be the wrong thing, or that is the wrong thing. They must conduct a basic information to ascertain that there's some prima facie evidence against the person that they are arresting before they send the person to court. They do that often, but it is wrong. You cannot just arrest someone based on mere suspicion without any evidence against the person. You can invite the person as a person of interest to assist you to conduct investigation. But arresting the person, there must be a reasonable cause to arrest the person.
A lawyer of the stature of Mr. Kisi Jabe. What's not cases mo? Mekai tribunal cases be a corner honoma wodi fe. You think he doesn't know these things you're talking about?
Oh no, he knows it. He has taught the company criminal law for a very long time at the head of Ghana. He knows it very well.
So why then would he flout such basic principles? When he may a channel pay, and this is not the first time we use that approach. Professor Frimpong we use that approach, we use the same approach with, I think Charles Bishop was same, or you should arrest for him. And this instance, you think he doesn't know what he's doing?
Oh, I think Charles Bishop, he had some at least basic information or evidence in the nature of Anna's video. No? That can be a basis for arresting someone and then continue with the investigation. I think he may not be in the position to disclose evidence so far. That is why he is indicating that on a suspicion. But I believe that as a lawyer of his nature, he may have some basic evidence against the accused person before causing the arrest. Otherwise, it's wrong. But I suspect he has some evidence against the person. Otherwise, the arrest may be wrong.
So then, are we not jumping the gun, especially when we don't know what he has up his sleeves?
But we are criticizing him based on the statement that he issued. If he had even omitted the phrase on a mere suspicion or a suspicion of committing a criminal offense, you would then presume that there's evidence against the person before causing the arrest. But then if you indicate that on a suspicion of criminal offense, then we presume that you are now going to conduct investigation before causing the arrest. Do you understand? Ordinarily, you must conduct an investigation prior to the arrest. You don't arrest the person before conducting the investigation, which is wrong.
Minia, you're a lawyer. Case way, I bet me I stand a trial. Full course.
In fact, I will not answer it definitely because I don't know the evidence they have against her. If she is able to prove this, in fact, they can arrest her on numerous charges. Even on tax offenses, breach of tax offenses, they can arrest her on it. Because if it's a gift, have you paid the gift tax on it? There are lots of offenses they can charge her with. But on the charge of corruption, with what we have heard so far, I don't know the evidence they have, but on the charge of corruption, I think it's very difficult for them to prove. Because just merely having that sum of money in your house that is not sufficient enough to prove that you have established the offense of corruption against the person.
Meaning a law school, when I'm okay, yeah, as journalists, no, as and when it becomes necessary, and you be reading more documents, and be na yet media beside the relevant questions. Is it a crime? Send me $2 million, neither me fee. It's ya Ghana Mbrebia.
And I say, in fact, my victim say there are so many tax offenses that you may have committed by keeping that undisclosed amount in your house. But on other side, I say if you're a private person and you keep that amount of money in your house, there's no offense or there's no crime committed. Miska, there's no crime committed. They are investigating her because she's a public figure or she's a public official who may have disclosed his assets or his or her assets prior to his or her appointment as a public officer. So if you have disclosed your assets, I have this is my source of funds, even privately, this is my source of funds, then they presume that looking at your private investments, looking at your source of funds as a public officer, they have questions to answer concerning the amount of money you have in your house. But if you're a private person, nobody can say that you have committed any offense for keeping that kind of money in your house if you have paid all the necessary taxes on that money. But the investigation is because she's a public official who has disclosed her assets and source of funds prior to her appointment.
I want to be because we can't asset declarations and some year. Law no esheni pana. Ya nominating na wako vetina and now say ya appointing no. Say the onus lies on that individual to go for the forms from the Auditor General's office to go and fill and submit. Not the other way around. Say the Auditor General must insist that you take the forms and then fill and bring it back to them. And you have a problem, no?
But if you have already disclosed your assets, because I understand from the media, we're disclosing the assets at the time, as far as 2021 or so, we're disclosing the assets, we're disclosing the source of funds. So they have it on record with the Auditor General as these are your source of funds, these are assets. So based on that, they can question her on the amount of money. As a own disclosure, that's a different ball game altogether. But if you have already disclosed your source of funds and assets, then they have every right to question you if they disclose that you have an amount that you cannot justify.
Milia, and the Pemedo as a sergeant by now needing commotion.
That I hope I'm not too technical.
Oh, come on, echo ye.
Okay.
Yo.